2 by 13 FF Regiment, later 8 FF, in the 1948 Kashmir War. Official history states that Charlie Company of 2 by 13 FF Rifles was sent to Bagh sector in May 1948. The remaining battalion arrived in Bagh sector and was then moved north in Pir Panjal range area, Pir Kanthi, Tilpatra, to provide flank protection to the 101 Brigade defending the main Jhelum Valley. As you can see, 2 by 13 rifles is sent to protect right flank of the 101 Brigade. As you can see, 2 by 13 rifles from Bagh sector is sent across Pir Panjal range towards point 10930 to defend the right flank of the 101 Brigade, which was facing a 2 brigade Indian attack, 1 brigade north of Jhelum and 1 brigade south of Jhelum. As you can see, this is the 101 Brigade, and this battalion 2 by 13 FF Rifles was sent towards point 10930. General Atikur Rahman mostly making wrong statements. I was very disappointed after reading his papers history. Claimed that this battalion was first employed in Poonch at Tetri Node Ridge on 16th April 1948, and two of its companies repulsed two attacks launched by 1st Indian Kamau Battalion. Atik states that the battalion stayed at Tetri Node till May 1948. Official history, which had better access to all records, does not mention at all that this battalion or any of its company ever went to Tetri Node Ridge. This battalion was part of 101 Brigade and was deployed at Pir Kanthi. Delta Company of this battalion, while on way to occupy point 9108 in June 1948, was repulsed by a stronger Indian force. In the process, this company lost 4 killed and many wounded. As you can see, 2 by 13 FF Rifles battle at Tilpatra Ridge. Delta Company 2 by 13 FF Rifles under Major Naqvi, dear father of our late member Mr. Sohail Naqvi, is driven away by attacking Indian battalion while it was on the way to occupy point 9108. This was the 8 FF company. As you can see, Delta Company 2 by 13 FF Rifles under Major Naqvi. 1 by 13 FF Rifles, as you can see, is holding Chakoti. Two companies of 2 by 13 FF Rifles are holding Pir Kanthi with a bad defensive layout, about which we will study more in later part of this podcast. Now, this Delta Company was repulsed and it was led by Major Naqvi. Greater disasters came when this battalion's two companies holding Pir Kanthi were attacked by an Indian battalion on night 27-28 June 1948 and evicted with heavy loss. As you can see, these two companies, official history blamed them for having a poor defensive layout, not following the tactical principles, and they were thrown out, kicked out of Pir Kanthi by Indian battalion attack on 27-28 June 1948. As you can see, this was a disaster as far as the 8FF was concerned. As you can see now, 2 by 1 Punjab's two companies are moved from Nangatak to Tilpatra on night 29-30 June 1948 to reinforce 2 by 13 FF Rifles, which became a liability for 101 Brigade, and 2 by 1 Punjab under the indomitable Azam Khan Military Cross was sent south to relieve 8FF and to restore order to this operational imbalance. Of course, an operational crisis had been created. A company of 2 by 13 FF Rifles was placed under the command of the 2 by 1 Punjab, which marched all the way, as you can see, from Tilpatra, north of Nangatak. So, correction, from Nangatak to Tilpatra. As you can see, these two companies made a long march under Colonel Azam Khan. Brigadier Akbar Khan ordered Colonel Azam Khan Military Cross to occupy point 9108 and Tilpatra Ridge about 8th July 1948. Azam Khan sent two companies which occupied Tilpatra Ridge but were soon forced to evacuate it as they could not occupy the more dominating point 9108. 2 by 1 Punjab attacked point 9108 but was repulsed. However, the Indians could make no further progress beyond point 9108 and the front was stabilized. So, the operational crisis was controlled by the dispatch of two companies of 2 Punjab. In mid-July, 2 by 13 FF Rifles was placed under command 102 Brigade. Note that Bagh, previously under 101 Brigade of Brigadier Akbar Khan Pareech Khel DSO, was detached and made a separate command under 102 Brigade brought from Bannu in mid-July 1948. At this stage, 2 by 13 FF Rifles was divided between 101 and 102 Brigade, with one of its companies under command 101 Brigade and remainder battalion under command 102 Brigade. The battalion was finally fully transferred under command 102 Brigade and stayed in Pir Kanthi area. It was relieved by 4 by 8 Punjab in the end September 1948. The battalion was sent to Abbottabad for rest and recuperation. It was deployed in 25 Brigade area in Mendar sector in November 1948. Before history claims that the battalion moved to Kohat in October 1948. The battalion lost 21 killed in the entire 1948 war. Its fatal casualties included Captain Liaquat Ali Khan, killed on 17th-18th April night 1948. Atikur Rahman, in his casual way, did not bother to describe the circumstances of this officer's death. The battalion was unfortunate in being deployed in sectors where Indians had considerable superiority and was not able to make much of an impact in the 1948 Kashmir war. As you can see, the official history, again we are going back, the official history again noted serious flaws in this battalion's actions that led to the debacle at Pir Kanthi. As the official history stated, the companies were sighted widely apart without mutual support and depth. The top of the feature had not been occupied, and outposts for early warning had not been organized. So it was a complete failure, this battalion, as far as the CO was concerned. Certainly very pathetically led battalion, and as I earlier stated, could not make any impact in the Kashmir war. In the next podcast, we will discuss the 4 by 13 FF rifles, later 9 FF.